Okay.
Oh, where's she come from?
That's a new one. It is a new one. Yeah. So we're recording now. So that's great. So welcome, darling. We're on our 7th step of the 7 steps to spiritual alchemy coaching program. So each step is focused around a chakra. And the 7th chakra is the crown chakra. So this is all about our connection to our divine purpose. So Sam, you're my glamorous model for this program. You're also one of our master coaching students as well at the Soul Awakening Academy. So we've been taking you through the whole process of kind of balancing, healing, clearing, letting go, bringing in. And one of the great things about this is we bring in your spirit team. So through each session, you know, obviously it's about coaching psychology as well, and the energy psychology of shifting things emotionally and energetically, but also it's connecting you to your soul purpose and your divine self. So ultimately your higher self, so you can really follow that, listen to that, always know you're guided to move towards your higher goal. So it'll be interesting today because I've read your workbook. So each chakra has a workbook with it. And it was really interesting, some of the things, because you were quite surprised at how many things you ticked about, like anxiety, all of that thing. And yeah, I get that. I mean, the crown chakra is the chakra that's we're up in our head.
Yeah.
You know, and I recognize that in myself a lot. And I guess many people do.
Absolutely.
Especially now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I saw that. And then I also got the theme. It was around, I mean, it's been a theme throughout, hasn't it? You go into your male energy and then it cuts you off a bit. Whereas, you know, it's much easier and better for you. The flow comes in when you are kind of nicely balanced in between the male and the female energy. And that's your kind of emperor and empress energy, your root chakra energy.
Yeah.
So today will be interesting because this chakra, we're going to bring in the mystic archetype. And the mystic archetype is like conceal, communicate. It's about kind of being heard, being seen. And that's the thing that you've put down. And I feel it frustrates you quite a lot. One of your things is frustration in the business. I know how that feels, you know, but one of the things is visibility for you, isn't it? And
yeah, it's that. It's kind of, it is like that male and female, like coming at it from a visibility perspective from the head. There's too much chatter.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you come at it from the heart, you're kind of doing it for the right reasons, you know, and it doesn't matter about all that other stuff.
Yeah. And I know that can be quite difficult sometimes when we're trying to find the answers and stuff. It's always, sometimes we have to remind ourselves to go into the heart, to find the peace within, to then find the answer, not to scramble and go into a state of anxiety and frustration, because it's never the right answer. It's just a fear-based answer. But anyway, tell me how you've been since our last session. So the last session was the third eye session.
Yeah.
That was the
so
thing.
I mean, our last session, I felt, I think it came through. Well, I hope it did. That I feel like I do rely on my instincts quite a lot. I'm quite in tune with them. When I don't, I know that, and it never turns out well. It's always a shit show at the end, you know, if I don't listen to them. And it's like, see, you should have listened to me. Yeah. And I had like a situation that I was battling with, like the practical versus what I really wanted to do, and I kind of came to a decision based on the practical sense, and then things transpired that wasn't going to happen. So I had to then, it was weird, because then I did end up following my instincts and my intuition on that. So kind of went full circle.
Okay.
But apart from that situation, I feel like I've taken a step back from the business. I've had time away from it. I feel like I haven't been very productive, haven't done a lot of stuff, kind of dipped in and dipped out. But I felt okay with that. and it is what it is, and what I've done is what I've done. I think the thing that's been most felt this last week is that feeling of impatience, but I don't know at what. I don't know what or why, because I don't feel like I'm coming at my business and I'm striving to achieve there, because I have just been dipping in, dipping out. What gets done, and that's fine. There's no lists, or there might be a list, but I might only tick one thing a day, whereas before I might be like, well, you haven't done enough, and that judgment comes in of yourself. But there is this feeling of impatience, probably more so with people around me, and in personal situations, rather than, whereas I feel like previously a lot of the stuff that's come up has been focused around my business. I feel like this last week I've just felt impatient with people in general, and not very tolerant.
Okay. All right. If there was anywhere that you'd want to focus this session today, where would it be?
Focus it in terms of what? Like where in my body, or where in my energy, or where in the feelings?
I think if you could think, okay, if we were to really hone in on something, really bring something to light, help you have a transformation in the area of it, what would it be?
Can I go big?
Yes.
As big as you like?
Yes, this is what it's about, and this is what I'm sensing to.
Why am I here?
Yes, I think so. So the crown chakra is about your why. So I'm glad you said that, because that's what I am feeling. It's about connecting you to your why.
Yeah.
For you to really,
not just my why in terms of my business.
No.
Like
But you realise, Sam, you are the business.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we can say it's the business. I can say it's my business. It's not.
No.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's you. So if you're frustrated at the business, you're frustrated at yourself. Because you're not selling mugs. You're selling the transformation that you can offer people.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not easy to really identify, own, and even be comfortable with when we're not quite we don't quite allow ourselves to see ourselves fully. So sometimes that can be the barrier to our success, because we're not seeing ourselves fully.
Yeah, but I think it is more than that. I think it is more than me in my business, or me as the business. It is like, I often sit there and I feel like, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? Like, yeah, okay, I might have a business and it might be balanced and it might give me all of those things that I want, but what else? But there's got to be not more in terms of stuff, but what else is there? What is, I can't put it into words.
No, I understand. And when I read your workbook, I was like, okay, what we need to identify is the why. Why are you? Why do you want to do this business? Like, what's the emotional reason for it? Why do you want to help mums? You know, why? You have to look at the list that you put. I think there's 3 things. You have to think about, well, why do I want that for them? Why? Because once you dig down to the why, and it won't be about anyone else particularly, it'll be about you, because that reaching for that goal serves you in some way. So if you can really tap into, well, what does it give me? Why do I want it? Then once you can feel into that, things might fall into place. But do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do know what that is, but I think you just saying that to me, I've almost been pushing it away not allowing it, because it takes me, so for all of this transformation that's happened, like there's been some core themes that have come through, and some of those have been drivers of my decisions, and why I am who I am today. And it's almost as if I have the awareness of that now, and I don't want to make decisions based around fulfilling those needs, if that makes sense. So I know why I do what I do and why I want to do what I do and help mothers, but also with the recognition of how I used to behave and how that role fulfilled a need in me that wasn't healthy. And I still want to do what I do to get what I get, but not in an unhealthy way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So tell me about why you want to help mothers. Like, what is it about that drives you?
It's the transformation. Basically, the core of it, it's not what I see or what they get, you know, like from this is the sales, this is their pain points, and this is what I'm going to help them to overcome. The bit for me is why I do what I do is that connection. That's ultimately why I do the job I do.
So is that connection from the mother to the child?
It's the connection with everybody. It's the connection that they trust me to invite me in. So there's that connection between me and the mother, the connection between the mother and her baby, the connection between the mother and the mother within herself, the connection with the relationships that has within the family unit when she's mothering the way that she wants to mother, that feels intuitively right to her. She hasn't got that battle going on within her, so therefore that affects all of the relationships that she has with people within and externally. So it's the connections, that one connection between me coming into their lives, then starbursts out to everything.
Yeah, and why is that important to you?
Because I feel that mothers don't have the support that they need.
Why is that? Why is it important to you? What does it give you?
It gives me that sense of, I want to say needed, but not in that unhealthy way. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where the disconnects come from and the frustration, because there is a need to be needed, but it's not a need to be needed in the same way as it was.
So what does fulfilling your desire to be needed do for you? Why is that important to you? Why do you want that?
I don't think I do want that. I don't necessarily need that. It just makes you feel warm and fluffy and nice.
So is that the reason why you do it? Because you want to feel fluffy and nice?
I just feel like I want to, I think it's that giving, the sense of giving. You can actually alter someone's experience by giving the knowledge and the experiences that you have. And that in return makes you feel like you're a good person and you're a nice person, and being able to, the sense of giving, that feeling of giving someone something, not necessarily something materialistic, but something that's worth a lot more than any handbag, is a nice feeling.
So where is your frustration with that then?
I don't necessarily feel like the frustration is with the business, though. Like I said, I don't feel like the process has slowed down because there's a few things that are going on in the background, but that's fine. I'm absolutely feel at peace with that. My frustrations have been with other people, not necessarily business related, like people.
But if we bring it back to where we're trying to hone in on this, which is the greater why,
Yeah.
is there's a sense of frustration around that?
Yeah, a sense. Yeah, a sense of. Yeah.
Yeah, wanting to know,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so where is the frustration around that, wanting to know what else?
I feel like it's deep. Like, I don't feel like every Tom, Dick and Harry has that question.
If you
Like,
fulfilled everything, if you fulfilled everything and your business was an amazing success and you were
yeah,
helping,
yeah,
basically, you know, what I'm hearing you say is you're helping relationships, you know, you're helping come in to heal relationships and whatever level that is. If everything was going tickety-boo, it was perfect, brilliant, and you know, you're at the top of your game, and you know, you got into bed one day and you thought, I've done it, done all of, I've achieved it all. How would you want to spend the rest of your life?
there would always be that sense of giving to others, whatever that looked like. Even if I won millions of pounds and I didn't need to work, there would still be that sense of giving back to others, to communities, whatever that looked. There would still be that sense of giving in my life, some way, some shape, some form. Whether I got paid for it or not, I feel like it's part of who I am to have that giving back feeling, that giving back notion.
And are you doing that now in some way, shape, or form that's making you feel fulfilled?
I probably am, and there is a but it's not from the same place. It's more resentful. I'm giving from a different place, rather from that place of giving to make a difference, rather than the place of versus the place of giving because it's expected or it's warranted or.
Okay, so can you see where you know, the conflict lies in you? You know, you're giving, but there's a resentment around the giving. So there'd be a lack in you because it's not reciprocated, maybe. Therefore, there's an unfulfillment. Therefore, there's a questioning. Well, what is this about? Why am I here? This is not. Where is the fulfillment I'm looking for? When you can identify what the greater purpose is of your life, and it could be simply that you're here to be altruistic, you know, and philanthropic in whatever way that looks like. That might be it, pure and simple. Your service-led soul, it has to fill you up. You have to do it with joy. So can you see why you might feel out of alignment with the true self?
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, totally.
How can you...
there's been a few experiences this week that, you know, on a very basic level, that have both, I've given from a place that felt right, but I've also given from a place of, oh, for fuck's sake, you know. Excuse my language. But yeah.
BBC radio.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see that, and I feel the difference. I know the difference, and I feel the difference.
If your higher purpose and value is around giving through the love of giving to make lives better, but ultimately the bounce back is it makes you feel better.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's when you give from that place. If I didn't get the bounce back, then that wouldn't light me up, and then therefore it wouldn't fulfill me. So it has to cut. Do you know what I mean? It has to come from that place where there is that reciprocal feeling.
Because ultimately it lights you up, and that's what you want to feel in your life.
Yeah.
Lit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's important to note. You want to feel that lit up. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like me doing my work, right? If I didn't get some kind of reciprocal benefit from doing the work that I do, then I'd just be turning up and doing a job.
Yeah.
And it will quite quickly drain me, bore me, wear me out. I'll be, going off seeking other things. But because of the reason why I do what I do is through my emotional wounds, built up an inner strength and a resilience and a confidence, and I managed to change my mindset, believe in myself, and draw in a life that I love, then I want to share that with other people, because I know it's possible for anybody. If I can do it too, so can you. Mm-hmm. But on some level, your transformation is my transformation.
Yeah.
So you get a transformation, and on some level, so do I.
Yeah. And that's exactly it with my mothers that I work with. They get a transformation. Okay, up till now, it's not been called coaching, it's been called something else.
Yeah.
But they get that transformation. But then I also get that transformation because of what they're getting.
Yeah. And, I don't want to stem back too far in the past, because we've worked on that, but just from your kind of early upbringing, that whole dynamic, it's seemed important for you on subconscious level that you've kind of wanted to be that fixer and healer where
Mm-hmm.
family dynamics are concerned. We're thrown into situations, we act like the wounded healer, as we mature, and then we learn through our own personal and spiritual development, and then we get to a point where we want to then be of service with people. That's shifting through the levels of psychology and spiritual development. So we turn our wounds into a wealth that can help other people. So there has to be a reciprocation, but by understanding what that is for you, mm-hmm. without identifying it can feel very frustrating, because you don't really know what you're doing it for. So it's addressing the greater purpose of the why that you're here, and however you dress it up. We could sit here and label it.
Yeah.
Healer of family dynamics, relationships, motherhood. Who knows? Doesn't matter what it's called. What matters is the vibration that you give out and you get back, because the reason you're giving it out is to get something back.
Yeah.
So once we address, well, why do I do what I do? Because it makes me feel X, Y, Z. That's when we can identify, well, that's my why. Mm-hmm. That's my.
I mean, I always knew why I did what I did, but through this process, I think up until today, it was almost like, that identification from the root chakra about that need to be needed was seen as a negative thing. So therefore, I've seen this reciprocal payback for what I do as a need to be needed, but it's not that any longer. So there was this like push to keep that out, because I've moved on from that. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of, is there some confusion around you accepting invitations because you're worried it's coming?
No, not at all. No, not at all. No. And I've had, like, recently, in terms of job opportunities, I could split myself in 10 and be working consistently. The difference is now I'm realistic about what is achievable and realistic about what's important to me, rather than what their needs are. Like, I'm not just jumping in because I can help and I can give this. I'm like, okay, I hear what you need. Like I said last week, like, or the week before, you know, like, take a step back. Is that achievable? Is that what I want to do? You know, and taking the time to feel into it. So whereas before I wouldn't have done that. I would have just been like, yeah, because they need me.
Yeah. Have you thought about, you know, when you put your business out to mums and stuff, like, what their transformation is going to be?
Yeah.
And have you got like a
Yeah.
time for that? What is it, if you don't mind this?
Well, it's like points. It's points. The biggest one is being, so I've come up with this name, that they will be basically tuning in to their instinctuition, which is their instincts and their intuition married together. And by doing that, all of the things that we work on, all of those limiting beliefs, those sub-personalities, that's what we will work on at that level for them to get to that point.
Yeah. And ultimately that will help them,
become better. Well, not better, I don't like that better version of themselves. What that will help them do is just be the mother they feel they want to be. Like, they will feel that they're doing it their way, and that's all that matters. If it feels right, it is right. That is it. It's as simple as that.
Okay, all right. So just going back to the point that we identified before about, at the heart of you want to give, because you know, at some level that giving and receiving is the healing process that you're going through, and myself. But at the minute, you're not living that value at the minute, for whatever reason. It might just be that you haven't identified what that can look like for you right now in your life.
Yeah, I think that is probably correct, because this is I know how it used to look.
Yeah.
And that's not how it's going to look in the future. So I can't see.
That's very different then, isn't it? No, I get that, what you're saying there. Because that way was transactional, you knew how to do that.
Yeah.
But actually it didn't quite serve you on the level that you wanted it to, because of all the stuff around it that you've identified in the sessions. So now we're identifying the greater reason why that giving and receiving has to come from a real place where, if it feels like that you are in service, but there isn't any expectation on your part.
There
isn't any need or demand on you. Okay, so I tell you what, we won't go into the how we can do that. What we will do, we'll go into meditation.
Okay.
And because this is a lovely meditation, and we'll see what comes out of this.
Okay.
For you. And in the meantime, as you know, I'll be doing the Chakra Alchemy system just to see what the core issues and emotions are going on there, and then we can clear them, bring in the mystic archetype. Bob's your uncle.
Fanny's your aunt.
All right, so I'll just give you a minute just to get yourself in the zone. Just starting to take any outer awareness within. And I'll play the meditation for you now. So making yourself as comfortable as possible now. Allow yourself to close your eyes and take your attention within. Taking nice deep breaths. Breathing into the heart, so the heart space becomes expansive and full of wonderful light. Allowing your body to become filled with
I'm in
light.
meditation. Get out.
Where's your fucking sign?
Please get out.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Get back into the zone. Homina, homina. Okay. Start that again, don't worry. So making yourself as comfortable as possible now. Allow yourself to close your eyes and take your attention within. Taking nice deep breaths. Breathing into the heart, so the heart space becomes expansive and full of wonderful light. Allowing your body to become filled with the light. And as you become embraced by this healing light, you feel safe, supported, and nurtured by this spiritual healing light. And just allow yourself with every breath to go deeper and deeper into this wonderful feeling within. And breathe. Now take a long, deep, meaningful breath and visualize a column of violet light forming a tunnel from the top of your head into the sky and cosmos above you. And this tunnel of light reaches way, way, way out to space. And simply breathe and let go as you travel through this tunnel way, way out into space. And breathe. And in the distance, you notice a star signaling to you. And it feels so familiar. As you connect with this star, you become one with it. Your whole body turns into one beautiful star. And you feel a sense of unity. Connectedness. and a complete feeling of being home. So rest and enjoy this feeling of unity now. And as you bathe in this cosmic unity, you're one with Source. You're one with creation. And here you know your true meaning. You understand your full potential. You may even see your ideal life playing out in front of you. And it's better than you could have ever imagined. And just know, all you need, you already have. Just trust and let go. One of the most beautiful aspects of spiritual awakening is the discovery of one's own power. In each moment, we have a choice. We can choose to live differently by releasing what no longer serves us. When we release certain fears, beliefs, or negative behaviors, we create space for more joy, positivity, flow, and abundance to come in as its replacement. So take this opportunity to bring to mind all the limiting beliefs, any negative feelings, any insecurities, fears, and blocks that no longer serve you and are blocking your spiritual flow. And gently repeat to yourself internally or out loud as you let these beliefs go. I am the light. I have everything I need and more. I am fully supported as I walk my path here on earth. And just taking some nice, slow, deep breath, allowing that energy to penetrate from your head to the tips of your toes. And in a moment, I will count you back from 3 to 1, where you will open your eyes and feel wide awake, all ready to have the most peaceful and restful sleep. 3, starting to feel your back against the place where you're resting. And 2, wiggling your fingers and toes. And 1, opening your eyes and feeling awake and refreshed.
Oh,
Welcome back.
oh.
How was that for you?
Yeah, no, it was nice after the interruption. Sorry.
What came up for you?
I felt cold,
Yeah.
really cold. Like even now, like like I'm freezing. There was still this impatience. Like, even though I was journeying to where I was going, it's like, just get me there. But it was also there was a reassurance, like a reassuring feeling, I suppose, and a knowing feeling. Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Relaxed.
What did you say?
I feel relaxed now. Yeah.
Any insights from it?
I think just that reassurance.
What does that
That's
mean?
Yeah, just like that everything's all right. Like, it's, you know, not everything, but every plan you have is all right. It'll all be all right.
Okay, good. Well, what came up for me, for you, on the Chakra Alchemy is the core issue that we're dealing with is identity. The core emotions that are there are failure, not enough, shame, and guilt. It's blocking values, success, and power. And we're releasing from grandparents.
Oh.
Which is interesting. How do you feel about that?
About the grandparent bit?
Well, all of that.
I think the identity links into exactly what we said in this session, you know, like why, who, you know, all of those bigger questions. The not enough one is definitely there in terms of visibility. Like I say, when you're being visible from the right place, all of that other stuff doesn't matter. So yeah, definitely. Not so sure about shame. Shame feels quite a strong emotion for me. Yeah.
Wow. Where do you feel it?
Oh, probably my sacral area.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most.
It's quite a shame just feels like a very strong emotion. Not necessarily for me, but it, you know, if someone said to me, if I heard the word, you brought shame amongst whatever, I would feel like, God, that's a powerful word, shame. A bit like hate, you know, it's quite a powerful word. There's a lot of feeling behind that word for me, shame.
Had you heard that in the past? Does that relate to grandparents, or don't know?
No. I mean, they very much had their beliefs around, but it didn't really affect me. They had their beliefs around, like when my mum left home, you left home and you kind of, whatever you came across, you made your bed, you lie in it, kind of thing. You don't bring it back to the family home. That's the only way that I can associate that with the grandparents. You don't bring whatever shit's going on out there back to us. You've left home, you deal with it. Okay. Yeah.
Did they like to be clean as a whistle?
No, not necessarily. No, but they were quite I want to say respectable. That's the word that's coming up, respectable. And it mattered what the neighbours thought, you know, back in the, you know, like it was,
that generation. I get that.
Yeah, that generation, like keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody was out cleaning their steps, you know, my steps clean.
Did mum carry feelings of shame? Or
Absolutely, yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
what I'm feeling is it's come from grandparents, not directly to you,
Right, okay.
but
Yeah.
down.
She was
So,
definitely made to feel like she had brought shame
yeah.
to the family
So
from her parents.
the thing that can hold us back the most by being visible is shame.
Mm. Yeah.
Feeling ashamed. Somebody's going to shame me.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like it's strong. It's a very, like, if I was to replace that word, I would probably replace it with judgment
Yeah.
rather than shame.
If you're judged, what does that feeling of?
Yeah, I mean, the judgment around when you link that judgment and visibility versus not enough and shame, like,
Because so what if you're, so what if you're judged, but if you feel judged, that's different.
yeah, I still wouldn't link that with feeling shame though. I would probably link it with I'm not good enough.
Okay.
Rather than shame, because I've been judged, so therefore I'm not good enough. Because yeah.
And then just curious, if you had that belief, I'm not good enough, how would that make you feel?
Makes you feel, well, it makes me, because I do have that little belief now, it comes that I can't do this, I'm not good enough. Just replace it, doesn't stop it coming, but
That's a statement, but the emotion behind the internalized I'm not good enough makes me feel
not worthy, not not worthy. Like, if you take it back to my why, like the reason why I'm here, it's like that almost negates that why. So then you go back to, well, why am I here? So
You mean that not feeling worthy?
yeah, so if the feeling of being judged brings up the I'm not good enough.
Because what are people doing who are judging? Ultimately, they're shaming.
I just don't like that word. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I really don't. See, if someone was judging, I would almost look at it like I'm allowing them to have that. They're entitled to their judgments. They're entitled to say and feel what they like. That in turn, but could make me feel like I'm not good enough. But I still wouldn't link that with shame.
If you think about grandparents and that stuff about the shame and stuff, although that word may have not been used, but the behavior is judging, criticizing, ultimately shaming the person to behave.
There was I wouldn't say there was judgment. It was just like there was no, they wouldn't even give you that judgment, good or bad, because you just don't do it because of the shame.
Yes, but it had to start somewhere, and it didn't start with you. It started probably with mum, and you just subliminally knew because you saw her, you understood what was going on through the eyes of her. But ultimately, when somebody's judging and criticizing internally, it's internal judgment and criticism leads to shame of self. Shame shuts you down and it controls your behavior.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I would
Judging
just
is a doing word, right? Judging is a doing word.
Yeah.
Criticizing is a doing word.
Yeah.
Shaming is a being word. Well, I suppose if you're shaming other people as well, but if you might not have explained it properly, but the shame is ultimately what leads to somebody suppressing their behavior. Because I could judge you, but you might not give a shit. I have to make you feel shamed. It's the lowest form of suppression.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to be visible, all you can think about is the shame that you hold within, because that's ultimately what you're trying to avoid.
I don't feel that's it though. I really don't. I don't feel like it's shame. There is definitely this, I don't like that word.
What does
But
it, okay, let's just explore what the word shame does to you, because for me, it's a repulsive word to you. It brings up some stuff, and it's like, okay, let's look at why, because shame is a really low vibratory
yeah,
word. It is.
yeah.
It's one of the lowest emotions people can experience, and it keeps you so stuck and
And
suppressed.
small and quiet and
If you look
invisible and
at invisible,
yeah,
don't you want to be visible?
yeah, yeah.
So is it keeping you invisible?
I don't feel it is, no.
Okay.
But maybe that's because I'm not. I wouldn't say shame is part of my emotional vocabulary. Like I don't feel it. I don't allow others to feel it. I don't want others to feel it. Like I would never impart that on anybody else, but I don't ever feel like in my life I've felt shame.
Okay.
Like I just don't feel like it's part of my emotional spectrum. Like,
Mhm.
but I
So
can see that it could lead to someone feeling small and invisible and quiet and insignificant and all of those. I could, turning someone totally off.
it underpins judged
Yeah.
criticized, it feeds into that person being shamed enough to stay small. Take it back centuries. The only
Mm-hmm.
way you got anybody to do what you wanted to do, religion, is to shame them.
Mm-hmm.
We all carry it because we've all experienced it as a human race. You said shame lies in your sacral chakra. So
Yeah, I felt it there. Yeah.
just tune in and just see possibly how it feels. Like, what is it when you tune into shame? What do you feel about it? What lies there?
Sadness.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely like, yeah, sadness, loneliness,
Mm.
hurt.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's probably, yeah. I just feel like it's such it. I can see where it sits under judgment, critique, all of that, but it just feels so low, so like low.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
It is low.
yeah,
It's complete shackles. I mean, it's a
yeah,
muzzle, it's a
yeah,
shackle, it's a prison.
yeah.
It is low. Um, just tune into that feeling in your stomach, that place where you know that shame exists in your sacral chakra. Just tune into it and just tell me, does it have a shape?
Triangle.
Yeah. And does it have a color?
It's orange.
And is it moving or
No,
no? Okay. And does it have a sound?
nope.
Does it have a smell?
I wouldn't like turn my nose up.
You want to turn your nose up.
Yeah, like it's not pleasant, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't know what to, yeah.
And does it have a taste?
Sour.
Okay. And how big is it?
Tiny.
Tiny. Okay. And how old is it?
Tiny. Like it's like maybe cellular.
Okay. Okay. And who does it originate with? Who does it come from? Who put it there?
I don't feel like it's been put there. Although I can feel it there. That's really weird. Because it feels like it's cellular. It feels like almost DNA like, do you know what I mean? It's not like something that's been put there because of. It feels like it's just tiny, and it's almost, yeah, cellular or DNA-ish.
Okay. So just staying with that, how does it serve you?
It doesn't. It doesn't serve me because it's not big enough to serve me.
Okay. And how does it hinder you?
I want to say the same. Like, it's not big enough to impact me because it's so tiny.
Okay. So what's its purpose?
It's just part of the DNA.
To do what?
It's just part of my makeup,
For the purpose of?
making me whole.
Okay. So
Like a chromosome, you know, you can't have, you know, there's got to be the right ingredients to make a person.
okay. So what does having shame in your DNA do for you?
Nothing. Because it's insignificant. It's not big enough to do anything for me.
Okay. So it's there. It's in the cells. It's pungent smell. It's sour. It's tiny. Feel like it's in the DNA. Okay, but you're not sure what the purpose is.
Yeah, it feels like it doesn't matter because it's just one of those, it's just there. It's just part of my makeup, but it's not defining anything.
Okay. And is there any way you could use this to your advantage? If it's there, if it's part of you?
I potentially could make it bigger, but not for a negative, for a positive.
Yeah, what would the positive intention be?
To kind of almost a deflection of maybe the not good enough. I don't know. I feel like it could be used in a positive way if it was made bigger, but not to be its true definition of shame.
What does it want to do? What does it want to have happen? If it could be used for your highest intention,
If it was going to be used for the higher good, it could be used in a way that increases the visibility without allowing shame or vulnerability or judgment. I don't know. I feel like it could be used in a positive way, but I don't know how.
Okay, what would need to happen then? Would it need to change? Would it need to become something else? Because your DNA can be switched on and off by your external and your thoughts and beliefs. So if you were to change this in any way on a cellular level, so it did serve you, what would you turn it into?
Confidence.
Yeah.
Yep. Could be turned into confidence.
Okay. Anything else? What will confidence give you?
Confidence from the right place, confidence from the heart space, rather than confidence of just being confident, because I think confidence sometimes can be seen as arrogance.
Can be seen by who as arrogance?
The people that you're delivering your confidence to.
And what if it was?
Then comes the judgment. So the confidence would link to the visibility.
So judgment's an external factor. When you feel judged, you ultimately feel
I'm not good enough.
Not good enough.
Confident.
Not good enough.
Not always, but it's a little. There's a little part.
So what's better than confidence?
What's better than confidence? Being true to who you are.
Okay. So what would that do for you in terms of what you're wanting to achieve? You being true to who you are and having that as a program.
It's about that, going back to your why, about why you're here. And that's who being true to yourself is, or myself is.
What would that do for you though, if you started to allow that program to live out its function in your life? How would you know you were being true to yourself? What would you be doing?
Because I'd have that feeling, that lightening, it just light me up. That's how I'd know that I was living according to my why.
And when you're lit up in your life, what would you do? What would you be doing that you're not doing now?
It'd be invisible. Around in circles.
Okay, so stick with that cell, stick with that DNA, and just change it. Let's just change it on an energetic level. Okay. So just tuning back in to that piece of DNA that you saw. It's orange, it's still, it's triangular. It's got a pungent smell, it's sour. It's tiny, it's part of your DNA. Okay. So let's just change the programming of that now. And we're going to change it, but we need to tell it what we want it to be. So let's give it a word that really means something to you, that you feel is missing right now, that would allow you to feel lit up, that will give you, the motivation and the freedom to be visible and really go for it in the way that you know that you want to. What would that piece of DNA now need to say? what would be its programming and its function? Just give it one word.
Spark. That's
Okay.
what's coming.
Good. Spark. Okay.
Mhm.
So now let's change everything about the shape. So just change the shape from a triangle and tell me what shape it now turns into.
It's ball-like.
Okay. And what colour?
Still the same colour.
Okay. And is it moving or still?
It's moving.
Okay. So let's see if we can change the colour. Even if you just change the tone or the frequency of that colour. Now change the smell. What smell is it now?
Earthy.
Okay. And change the taste and tell me what the taste is.
I hate them, but Parma violets.
Okay, good. Okay. Now make it bigger.
It is a lot bigger already.
Okay. Good.
It's a lot bigger than my cellular DNA thing.
Good. Okay. So now really feel that and really feel what it does to you as well. Feel the energy of it. Program the energy right into that part of your body, that sacral chakra, which is all about our vulnerability. And just when you feel that's enough, what you want to do is you just want to anchor that into the body. When you feel that's enough, Sam, then you can just open your eyes and be back with me. Okay, well done. Well done. So you just changed the energy of that and reprogrammed something that was in your DNA. Let me just carry on with the chakra alchemy. So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I think when you think, the core issue is identity, visibility, success and power. So I think they're all interlinked with the why, totally.
Okay, so the color now is gray. Desire to be
that a lot.
Yeah, desire to be your true self allows us to see every possibility clearly to better interpret the bigger picture. Okay. Okay, so we're going to use the frequency of happiness. Okay. So in terms of visibility, that's important to you, right? Because I've noticed, put it on your workbooks, and that's a tangible thing, isn't it? You know that you've shifted that when you become visible.
Yeah, when I'm doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Right, so we will now bring in the final piece of your spirit team. I just want to make, I just want to piece a few of the dots together where it's around this identity thing and you being visible and everything that's just come up for that and the work that we've just done. So the spark gives you the kind of ability to ultimately light you up so you feel you can be visible. Okay. When you think about being visible, what does that look like to you? Is it a blog? Is it a podcast? Is it a video?
All of the above.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's encompassing everything about why I do what I do, and able to allow as many people to hear that.
Yeah.
However that looks. I mean, I think writing will be a big part of it. But yeah, as many formats that I can.
So let's say tomorrow you got the opportunity to go on video.
Yeah.
How would you feel about it?
Nervous.
Yeah.
But it's that, yeah, I don't think anyone enjoys doing it, you know. It's one of those things that, yeah, you're conscious about, but yeah, I would feel nervous, but I would do it.
Okay. And
You're
how
going to set me a challenge.
yeah, I know. So okay, so when you think about it, if an opportunity came up,
Yeah.
and you really tuned into it, is it going to make you feel lit up? How are you going to use spark?
I think it depends on what the opportunity was.
Well, how about you gave yourself the opportunity, because ultimately this is in your control.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is make the goals that you're, the things that you feel that are holding you back, you want to replace them by actually doing it. So it's not a thing that doesn't really exist, but you feels like it's holding you back. You've identified the fears and blocks around it, which you feel like the judgment side of it, the critical side of it, that's there, that's blocking you. So if you were to set yourself a task to do it, what would that look like and when could you do it?
It will happen. It's just part of the process of my launch. My launch won't be happening till later in the year. So like I said, like the process has kind of taken a bit of a lull. I mean, I can absolutely, sorry, Anne-Marie. All right, thank you. Absolutely be part of the process now. Because I can still be talking about what's coming, but it's like I don't want to be talking about it forever before it happens. Do you know what I mean? It's about the timeline. I can talk about it, but then my viewers, let's just say, are going to want to know, well, what is it then, or where is it coming from, or when we're going to see more, or whatever. And if we're not there yet, then it's kind of like, what is the point in talking about it? You know, like it's got to be at the right time.
So have you got your viewers then?
I've got some viewers, yeah. I've got an audience, yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so could you start talking to them about things? I mean, are they not sitting there waiting, thinking, well, why am I here?
They could be.
Could you be giving them now so they get to know you?
Yeah, I could be, but equally, I want to do it at the right time. Like, I want to be able to build it, you know, like, and my launch is not going to happen till September. So that's quite a way to just be talking about it. But that's not the only thing I could be talking about. But equally, it's the same old thing. Like I could be posting one of my blogs or putting some kind of conversations around something, but I've got nowhere to send anyone to at the moment, you know? So it's like, it's almost a wasted opportunity because there's not the rest of it to follow.
So, okay, so where are these people now? On Facebook or?
Instagram mainly.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So they're a prime audience. So before you launch anything, they need to build up trust in you.
Yeah.
So is any activity happening on there at the minute? So
there is, but it's not related to what's coming. Like I've posted one thing recently, but yeah, I'm not very visible about what is coming, because it feels to me like it's a long way off being ready. And I don't want to be
ready. What will be ready when?
So my website will be ready, my launch will be ready, what I'm able to offer will be ready in terms of when I can provide that.
Yeah, but this needs to be the pre-selling stuff.
Yes, but June to September.
Well, they need to build trust in you.
But they already trust me. They know me. A lot of them are my ex-clients.
Okay, fine.
So they already know who I am. All they know is that I'm going to be doing something a bit different.
Got you. Okay, so there's a fresh audience who don't know you at all.
No, a lot of people on there know me and know what I do or what I've done, or they're people I've worked with or friends of people that I've worked with. Or
so there's no reason why you can't be visible in front of them.
I am visible, but just not about what my business.
Okay.
So I might be like, like if I've got a new book I'm reading or something, then I will post about that. Or I'm not very visible, don't get me wrong, it's not consistent, and that is something that is going to be changing. I have a call with my Instagram lady tomorrow morning, actually.
Cool. Okay.
So that is something that is going to be starting to change in the build up to, so there will be more visibility.
Good. Okay, so it's important that you identify actual things that you can do to make this happen for you, because if this is like a big deal for you, then it's about how that changes shape in your life. So, and it's what visibility looks like for you. So a picture could be visible to you, like you say, a picture of you reading a new book, that could be visibility to you. Or it could be you doing a YouTube channel and doing videos on there. It's different, isn't it? So what I'm trying to get you to do is to fully own who you want to become and actually become it. Because talking about it isn't enough.
No, I get that. No, I totally get that.
Yeah. So it's about putting in the action steps. So I'll leave that with you, because that's obviously this is on your timeline. You know what's happening in your business. There is an opportunity for you to make the shifts before September comes, and then you kind of have to, open the floodgates on things. But, it's up to you. I'm just highlighting areas where you could put the wheels in motion, so when September comes, it's not scary.
No. It won't be like, oh right, my website's ready, now I'm going to start talking. There will be a build up to me launching my website, and I will start posting long before that, but just not too long. I just feel like now feels too long in advance for people to be like, well, come on then, you've been talking about it for the last God knows how long, when are we going to see more?
When are you proposing to start that process then, to talk about it?
So probably, where are we now? That will be, hopefully, depending on how the call goes tomorrow and availability in her diary, but probably towards the end of this month. So a couple of months in advance, there'll be regular content being posted.
Is that you really being visible? How is that going to look? I'm sorry, I'm just pushing you and challenging you.
It depends on what the content is. If it's just pictures, no, that's not me.
So okay, so where is your then visibility going to come in? Because for you to feel failure, judged, not enough, you have to be on show, right?
Absolutely.
A picture doesn't instill any emotion in you if someone doesn't like it or whatever. But you putting yourself out there and going, hey, I'm Sam, and this is what I do. That's where I guess the cascade comes in. So when are you going to do that?
As of once we've got, so they'll be starting with the the little drips, let's just say, and then I will start to show, me personally will start to show up.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And then it will turn into a few hot, maybe debatable points of view to get people thinking, and maybe there'll be a little bit of healthy conflict because it will come from, you know, people's views and values and beliefs, and that, you know, to stir up a bit of conversation. Yeah.
Good. All right. How does it feel then, just out of curiosity? I won't keep going on for it too long, but how does it feel? Imagine you were going to go and do that. How are you going to get prepared for that? Like, what do you need to put into place for you to actually...
The bit that excites me is the last bit. Like, I'm not looking forward to showing up as me, but I'm getting to the point where I'm posting something that gets people thinking and talking, and that's the bit that I'm like, yeah, that's the bit that I think, yeah, lights me up.
Yeah, and ultimately, people can do that all day long, but it's you that they're going to be buying into. It's you that they want to see the presence of, because people having debates is fine, but ultimately you're selling your product.
Yeah.
It's you then who steps forward with that. Okay, so the mystic is going to bring in, let's see, the mystics are greater communication and radiate a spiritual and powerful energy. They have the ability to rise above any given situation and view it objectively, therefore enabling themselves to make sound decisions. It is going to transform chakra energy that manifests life patterns of disconnection to self, feeling abandoned by your higher self, cut off, and not knowing the true power of who you really are. Okay, so the crown chakra provides us with the ability to sense and feel oneness and wholeness, which supports the wonderful harmony between our body, mind, heart, and soul.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Can we just pause for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Can we pause the recording?
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, so we just had a little break and we're going to now go in and tap into the mystic, but we're also going to bring in your full spirit team here. Okay, so we've got, just go through them, the Emperor, the Empress, the High Priestess, the Magician, the Nurturer, the Guru, the Wise Sage, and the Mystic.
Who was after the Magician?
Is it the Guru?
Hold on. No. Guru.
No, sorry, the Nurturer.
Nurturer, that's it.
And we are using the colour grey. We're bringing in happiness, and we're doing an invocation to Venus, which is all about love and beauty.
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay, so how are you feeling about doing this?
A bit sad because it's the last one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I've yeah. But yeah, interesting to see like how it ends, like how it brings it all, like they all come in and like how they all make themselves known at this point and what they give to me.
Yes, and how open are you feeling right now?
More open than I was before we started.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, because this is about you letting go and just like allowing, and whatever.
I say always, there was one time where it was just like not happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally I'm there.
In the moment.
Yeah.
And as you know, things like come to light when you're in your own space and I'm not talking and you're allowed to reflect and stuff. Yeah. Okay, look. So when you're ready, just in the normal way, just going to close your eyes, take some nice, deep, meaningful breaths in through the heart center, really expanding that heart. And just in your mind's eye, Sam, just take yourself off now to a place where you feel at peace and relaxed, safe and supported. As you imagine yourself there, you just notice and take in all of the sounds and sensations that surround you. And every step that you take, you feel the earth beneath your feet, however that is in this place. You notice and feel the temperature of the environment on your skin. And you smell any fragrances this beautiful place has to offer you now. And as you're walking, Sam, I just want you to focus on a place that feels that it's calling to you. A spot where you can just stand and feel so connected to the earth. Almost like this space is a portal for spiritual and earth energy. And as you stand in this sacred space, you notice that Mother Gaia energy permeates right through the soles of your feet, all the way up your legs, into your pelvis, and bursts open your root chakra. Just notice the colours of that red and earthy tone. And as you take a nice deep breath in, that energy travels up into your sacral chakra, balancing your emotions, opening you up to your creativity, opening you up to your spark. And just notice the tone, the texture, the colour of this chakra as it opens, a beautiful orange glow. And taking another nice deep breath in, breathing that beautiful energy up, right into the belly, the solar plexus, where this bursts open, the beautiful solar plexus chakra. Powerful, radiant, vibrant colour yellow. And then taking that energy up now into the heart space. And as that wonderful heart center, that electromagnetic field just bursts open, expands and radiates out right into your auric field and beyond. A beautiful colour, pink or green. And as you feel so supported by this energy of Mother Gaia, this energy of life, creation, nurture, fulfillment, and love, you might notice a tingling sensation at the top of your head as your crown chakra now opens up and brings in, allows in a download of spiritual energy, saturating your crown chakra, coming down into your third eye as that all-seeing eye now opens fully, bringing that energy down into the throat chakra, which now opens fully, a beautiful blue, and traveling right down into the heart center where it now mixes and merges. Spiritual mother and spiritual father now unite. As you feel bathed in this energy, we're now going to call in your spirit team. And your spirit team are going to form a circle around you. So just feel the presence now of your spiritual mother and father, just stepping in with their loving and supportive energy. And now steps in the High Priestess with her grace. And just notice how they appear to you today, the smiles on their faces, the energy that they bring to you. This is your energy. And now steps forward the powerful magician, the powerful manifestor in your life. And now steps forward the nurturer. Just notice the power as they form together. And now steps forward the guru, bringing their energy into the mix. And now we invite in the wise sage. And as these guides all form to be you and your spirit team, there's one space left. And now steps forward the mystic. And as this energy steps forward, you feel its absolute spiritual oneness. Almost like this is the one that you've been waiting for. And just notice how this spiritual guide presents itself to you. The energy it brings and the gifts it brings into your life now. And as this energy forms part of your spirit team, this forms the complete picture. This makes you feel whole. Now you know we can't give a name to who we are. We can't label our purpose. We don't have the language for it. But our spirit team know, and they help us to feel it. So your spirit team today, they want to really embody the feeling of your true spiritual essence. And they will do this by connecting with each one of your chakras. Because each guide governs a particular chakra. So just feel now as your spirit team, just really connect. Maybe it's a cord of light or an invisible thread, or maybe they place a hand on each chakra as that really powers you up, lights you up. Makes you feel complete and whole. Just want you now just to breathe in the colour grey. As you breathe in that colour grey, you feel the sense of who you truly are. You know, without having to think of any conscious words to try and interpret how you feel, you just know the true self that lies and lives within you. The true self that is not physical. The true self that can't be identified or named, only felt. And I'd like you to repeat these words out loud after me, Sam, as we make a spiritual invocation to the planet Venus, who rules over our values, our self-worth, our love, our abundance. So Venus, please allow me to feel the love and beauty within my life.
Please allow me to feel the love and beauty within my life.
While opening my heart.
While opening my heart.
To love and forgiveness.
To love and forgiveness.
Grace.
Grace.
Abundance and beauty.
Abundance and beauty.
On the inside.
On the inside.
I invoke now.
I invoke now.
Your true and pure loving essence.
Your unique and true loving essence.
To uplift and inspire me in all ways of my life.
To lift and inspire me in all areas of my life.
As I manifest your love.
As I manifest your love.
I feel joy.
I feel joy.
That is beyond words.
That is beyond words.
And now just take a moment, Sam, just to look into the future. I want you to feel embodied by the emotion of happiness. Just allow that feeling of happiness just to take over your body now. And in a moment, just allow yourself, just ask your mystic just to show you a glimpse of the future and what's possible for you now. Releasing all of the emotions and core beliefs bound. Letting them all go. Being replaced by that spark. Feeling the power of all your spirit team. And as your spirit team just start to take back now, step back, they just release and stay in the background to be called upon anytime you need them. Maybe each one has a message or just a symbol or a sign or a feeling that they leave you with. Each one steps back and disappears. As each one steps back, they all disappear now, just leaving you with their loving presence. I just want you to imagine in your mind's eye, Sam, just stepping out of the body, stepping out of your body. And I want you to observe yourself. I want you to really be curious about the person you're observing. Just notice her features, notice her body. This is the physical vessel that you decided to incarnate when you came here. Now I want you to notice any part of this physical body that needs power, spark, health and vitality. And as the spiritual being you are, I want you to place a hand on that area or those areas. And I want you to fill this area up with light. And I want you to adjust any part of this physical vessel that you recognize that needs to be improved, readjusted, realigned, revitalized, lit up, made whole, loved, nurtured. So as you move forward now in this vesicle, this physical vehicle, you feel complete. Having stepped into the true self. Now when you're ready, you can step back into the body and notice how different the body now feels. And just start to really spread your spiritual energy from your head to your toes, filling up any crevices, anything that was left empty or not whole. Just fill your whole self up with light. And in a moment, Sam, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And on the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes, be back in the body, be back conscious, and be back with me. So 1, just starting to feel your feet on the floor, your back against the chair. And 2, just wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Feeling yourself coming really back, grounded into the body, feeling your feet against the floor, feeling heavy in the legs, feeling supported. And 3, just when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Oh. Oh.
That was a big one.
Mm. Mm. Oh. I feel knackered. Oh.
How was that? I always feel weird saying how was that?
Yeah, no, it was it did take a while to get into it. But once I was in fully. Yeah, I feel a bit like
Spacey.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you any questions, just leave it. Just let that process go. So go and ground, have a bath, do whatever you need to, feel that you're back in, in your body and stuff. That's really important. And yeah, we'll just check in and yeah. All right, babe.
All right, thanks,
Take
Anne-Marie.
care. I'll speak to you soon. Bye, love. Bye.